What's up? And welcome back to I Do It Myself. What's poppin', y'all? First and foremost, I just want to give y'all a shout. The people who've been making this platform work for me. We've been growing a lot in subscribers. We've been growing a lot in conversation. And I just want to thank y'all because, again, I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying, off the muscle. And it's not easy, you feel me? So every single comment, every single like, every single share is well appreciated. And we're going to keep growing this channel. I'm thinking about doing like maybe a solid 3 episodes a week, maybe Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I don't know. Still working on that, still working through the bugs, but here we are. Today, we talking about Elliott Wilson versus Charlamagne, right? So, crazy thing about Elliott, man, is, you know, I got a ton of respect for Elliott Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of the guys that I grew up reading what he was writing about in magazines. Seeing the work that he's been putting in for years, you feel me? Like me myself, I never necessarily wanted to be a media personality, but when I did become a media personality, he did give me a lot of game. You know what I mean? When I did my first correspondence interview at Made in America, like him and B-Dot was there, and he joked like, "Man, we ain't no back here taking our jobs," you know what I mean? And the year prior, I was there with one of my artists. But you know, he's always given some game and always show love. I actually been on the Rap Radar podcast with him and B-Dot. But today, you know what I mean, media is in a different space. Music is in a different space. And while I see Elliott out here, you know what I mean, still striving to do his thing, I think that just some of the stuff that he's done is questionable. Now, I'm not talking about him and Charlamagne's feud because that's something else I'm going to get into in a minute. But, you know, one thing we respect about OGs is like how they handle themselves. And I think like over the past, you know, couple of months or the past year, while Elliott has been putting in work, he's had a couple slip-ups like anybody else. I mean, when you go to the whole, you know, him having a moment about Drake unfollowing him and, you know what I mean, on social media, because perception is reality. It might not be your actual reality, but perception is reality to people who don't know, right? A lot of these people who you pushing this content to, they don't see the behind the scenes or know the friendly jokes that's being told. And they just take things for what it is. And then it was the Cenat thing. You know what I mean? When he put up the whole, you know, hip hop journalism quote on, you know, Cenat stream with Nicki Minaj. And it's a few other things too. And I think it's made him look like a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's made him look like a hater. Now, I can't say that Elliott's a hater. I don't know. I haven't had no conversations with him to say that he's a hater. But I honestly will say that it just, how we view him has changed. Like, how we view him has changed. For me, like I said, when I was on my grind, on my come up, on my management side and on my media side, definitely gave game. So I always viewed him as that person, always giving game. Of course, like, you know, he had Crown and like, even with all that, I think that all of that was dope. But now it just seems a little messy. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the messy shit. You feel me? Like, I just don't enjoy it, for real. To a certain extent, yes, but not from a person like him. From a person like Elliott, I look to for good conversation, informative conversation, and just overall perspective. When I start seeing the antics, you feel me, between this person, that person, and the other, it just bugs me out. Now, the whole thing kind of started between him and Charlamagne because of this list, right? The complex, most powerful media, most influential media. I don't know what it's called specifically, but he was ranked number 5 on the list. You know what I mean? Above, you know, a lot of people. And, you know, Charlamagne, I think he was on Brilliant Idiots, and he expressed that he felt that Nyla Simone should have been on the list and DJ Head should have been on the list, which I definitely agree. Nyla Simone and Head have been putting in work. But I also don't necessarily feel like that got nothing to do with Elliott. I feel like Charlamagne just, like, that was like the perfect opportunity for him to just kind of throw a shot or two, you feel me? But the shots is only coming from what Elliott's put out, right? Now, I don't doubt his abilities as far as Elliott. I don't doubt his abilities as far as, like, you know, what he's capable of with his work, what he's done with his work. And I seen on, what was it, on Bag Fuel, you know what I mean? Shouts out to Esso and Heineken. He was basically saying, like, yo, I'm not about to have this, like, you know, because I'm a legend, I'm going to just sit up and have this graceful, like, Ride into the Sun, pause. Um, he was like, yo, I'm out here to compete. And then when he said that, I was just like, compete with who though? Like compete with who? Because for me personally, I really don't care. I fell into the media space, and when I fell into the media space, it came at the perfect time, and I made a lot of money off of it. I did a lot of, I've talked to damn near everybody. But for me personally, I don't care about the list and none of that because this wasn't my dream. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to minimize nobody else's dream or their career path or them having up on their wall, yo, I'm going to be the biggest media personality there is. This wasn't my dream. So for me, everything's ancillary. Everything's extra. Everything is like, all right, this is cool. You know what I mean? I appreciate it, but this wasn't my entry point in the game, nor was it what I saw for myself. So for Elliott, I get where he comes from on the want to be competitive side, but we look at you, bro, as like an OG. You know what I'm saying? We look at you as the guy who should be like, I wouldn't say little bro and people, but you should be showing people the ropes, or you should be like, you know, and I'm gonna say this too. I can't really tell you what you should be doing. This is just how I see things for Elliott Wilson. As the guy that should have at this point had like a space where he's building up all these younger careers, because I think like the Cenat stuff left a lot of, you know, bad taste pause in people's mouth, like, and it's really because like Cenat is not a hip hop journalist. He never said he was. I think Cenat was just a young brother playing video games one day. You feel me? And he got on Twitch, and it was just him and his homies, and he started connecting with people from other places. And he probably was the most entertaining person in the class when he was growing up the way he act. And he just turned nothing into something. And that's great. You know what I'm saying? But on a level that he does it, he's not trying to compete. I don't think he's ever trying. I don't think Cenat looks at what he's doing as like he trying to compete in hip hop journalism, because the word journalist is thrown around like the word artist. A lot of y'all is not journalists. I'm not talking about Elliott Wilson. I'm just generally speaking. A lot of people just get on camera and talk, like myself. I'm not no journalist. I tell people that all the time because I would never try to like play with nobody craft or like disrespect the craft, because I don't know what journalism actually is in its purest form. I know the idea of it. I mean, as far as how to do it, right? For me, I just, you know, I get on camera, I pop my shit, I talk with other people, we get a chance to have good conversation, and I take it from there. And that's one of the things Elliott told me. He said, ask a question and get out the way. So just to let people, you know the context of the relationship I had with him. Now, the whole thing with him and Charlamagne, I mean, to me, it's funny. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because, like, Charlamagne, you know what I mean? Good homie of mine, you know what I mean? Like, definitely one of the people that supported me. You know what I mean? I feel like in the second phase of my career when I met him, and he's accomplished so much. But at the point now where you got Elliott Wilson saying, like, F this guy, and he just tired of him, and this, that, and the third, and he was invited to Brilliant Idiot. Well, if you was invited to Brilliant Idiots and Breakfast Club, and you really want to show a person that you know what I mean, and you really want to compete, then do it on the larger stage. I feel like that was a opportunity for Elliott to show how good he is at what he does. Now, he don't need to prove nothing to nobody, especially not me. But if you putting yourself out there as a competitor and you put yourself on all these big stages, then why not do it on one of the biggest platforms like Breakfast Club? Why not do it on one of the biggest platforms like Brilliant Idiots? Why not do it where, you know, you're going to make some content that's going to compete in the space? Because I guess that's what they all competing for. Whoever has the best views, this, that, and the third. Now, for years, it was Joe Budden and Charlamagne, and that died down. And I honestly could say, yo, bro, I ain't gonna front, like Joe, I like the way Joe is aging as far as like what he does. Now, every now and then, we always get old Joe. You feel me? Like, we always get old Joe. But I like the way he's aging in a way, I don't mean literally, I mean figuratively in his career, where like we starting to see like a more mature version of Joe. And I think because of the space that he's in and all that he's endured from his rap career into being a solo artist, being signed, then being independent, then being in a group with Slaughterhouse, and he's always been a disturbance, that now he's just like in a place where he's just trying to like subtly take his movement to the next level, however he wants to do that. with Elliott. I don't know. I mean, I would love to hear what he is trying to do. You know, he got the show with him, DJ Head, and the brother Jeremy. And even on that platform, it's like, I don't really get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really get it. Not saying that he shouldn't sit with neither one of them, because Jeremy's a cool brother. I met him a few times, and Head is fam. You know what I mean? That's my dog. But I just look at Elliott like, bro, if you the champion you say you are, then show us. Like, just show us. Because we seen you do it before. But keep talking about it, and then like the little, like the back and forth. I don't get none of that, bro. Like, maybe I'm just a little bit different. I don't get the rap beef when people try to talk tough about it. I don't get the media beef, because it's not just them. It's tons of people in media that beef with one another, that be talking crazy to one another. I just don't be getting y'all. I'm just keeping it 100. Because honestly, as much as you would like to act, or, you know, kind of give us the perception that you like that on whatever level, eventually we'll see. You feel me? And I just think that it's not getting out of hand or nothing, but, bro, don't we want to see our legends age gracefully? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to have seen Funkmaster Flex move out of his seat. And I'm honestly speaking, Funkmaster Flex has had the same job since I was a kid to now me being a 41-year-old man. And that's cool that he's been able to maintain a space, but I would love to see him put the next person on. Elliott, I know B-Dot's younger than him, but they kind of, you know, with the stuff that they were doing, they were growing together. I would love to see Elliott put the next young brother or sister on in the journalist space. I don't really know what's going on with this, though. I mean, it's a little bit confusing to me, but we shall see how this goes. I foresee, let me just give my predictions. I think that Charlamagne, eventually, I don't know when, but he's going to try to eat the Elliott. This is not nothing I've heard or nothing. I just think that that's what's going to happen, because accept people how you met him, and that's who he is. Now, going forward, we'll see how this plays out, you know what I mean, between social media, because I don't want to hear none of y'all say y'all don't do none of this internet shit, because all of y'all do internet shit. So we're going to see this play out on the internet. But, man, get it together or forget it forever. This is I Do It Myself. I catch y'all, you know, over the weekend. I'm going to be working on some more stuff. And make sure y'all tune in to Out the Box with Wayno as well. Me and my son got to do some new videos, give y'all some new sneaker content. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all liking, sharing, subscribing. And all of y'all that rock with me, I appreciate y'all. For the ones that don't, eventually will. This is I Do It Myself. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.